So it's going to be fantastic, ladies and gentlemen. Start the clapping. Louise Etheridge.
Louise. I want to have your babies.
I do. My first poem is it's inspired by what happened here last time. It was Valentine's Day, and all the poets did poems about their loved ones, and I think it's dangerous poetry. I would never date a poet because everything gets public. Luckily, it was all nice and lovey-dovey, but you know. So this is called Never Date a Poet, and it rhymes a bit because I do that. Never date a poet. The evidence is strong. Don't think about how nice they seem. The date a poet is wrong. Their pathological desire to express love and pain means every private thing you do becomes public domain. The first time that they kiss you, they write a loving sonnet about your second favourite bra with ketchup stains upon it. Yes. They'll write that you smell sweeter than the perfumes of Arabia, then compose a limerick in homage to your labia. And when, of course, you tire of them, make sure that they dump you, or risk a rash of vengeful poems of things that just aren't true, like stories of you fondling nuns, or frying little kittens, drop-kicking puppies over gates, gluing babies to their mittens, which is funny, don't do it. I haven't done that. Or taking from the petty cash to fuel your old crack habit, or caught out by the RSPCA in flagrante with your rabbit. Your friends will all disown you. They won't know that it's a fit up, so never date a poet, or kill them when you split up. This next one is inspired. I hibernate quite a lot of the year because it's miserable out. So last Saturday I went to my garden and was horrified. I haven't been there for 6 months. And the self-loathing happened, and I wrote a poem about it. Now, the trouble with this poem, it's very serious, so you can't laugh. There are lots of dramatic pauses, so you might think that I've finished, or I haven't. So I did a sign, so you know that I haven't finished. It's very dramatic. All right, then. And it doesn't rhyme, so it's very avant-garde for me, so I'm very modern. Okay, hang on, I'll do that. I know, hang on. What's the best way? I'll sit. Okay, so spring in my garden. It's not a garden. It's a place where plants come to die. It's a space where failure and inconsistency meet. It's where optimism commits annual suicide. It's the final resting place of hope. People say you have to be born with green fingers. I say if you're born with green fingers, you have circulation issues. Or your mum has made a pop-up. My garden in spring. The antidote to Giverny. Monet said, my garden is my masterpiece. Monet can go fuck himself. Next door can go fuck herself too. She's out there every day, trimming her bush, wielding her secateurs like the French-sounding things that they are. Her lawns are smooth and green. Her Albertines the Sherpas of the climbing rose world. Her and her garden centre Versailles. My only comfort is that she is old. Everyone knows that old people are good at gardening because old people know when it's time to get used to the cold, welcoming earth. My garden in spring. It's a mockery of a rockery. I plant sweet basil, I get stinking mugwort or mugwort. I don't know how to say it, nobody does. My garden is no Eden. No birds of paradise strut around my water, but home to things as yet unnamed by science. My rambling rose has rambled out, and the only creeper in my garden is Colin the pervert from number 17. He would have wanked on my dahlias had they lived. Nearly finished. My garden in spring. The toilet of Pedro the Chihuahua, the cats from over the road, and once a woking FC supporter. No right-thinking sparrow makes an appearance. No mentally sound blackbird trills and tweets from sunlit forsythia. There's no titch round my nuts, and nothing has touched my family. So, sling the dead badger in the compost, my love, while I delouse the slugs, for it is spring in my garden. That is the end. And one more, I'm sorry about this. I went to the hospital the other day and had all my lady areas radio eyes, what do you call it, scanned. And the radiologist was very excited, in not a rude way, that's a shock. She gave me a guided tour, like a tour guide, and she said things like, if you look to the left, you'll see the wall of the uterus, and the right, the cervix, and all that business. And then she got to my ovaries, and she got very, very excited. She said, "You've got 2 follicles left." And I don't actually know what they are. So when I looked, I found out what they were. And because she was so excited, she was happy for me. And we came about it. And because follicles is a happy word, I called it jollicles, because why not? It's pathetic, really. Okay, it's quite a happy poem. 2 follicles left. 2 follicles left. How jolly. 2 follicles. How categorically weird and freaky and slightly unnerving that I'm still ripe for the pleasures of birthing. Never considered my latent fertility. Forgot to have kids. Could never be bothered. The spectre of spreading my genes never hovered across my to-do list. My body clock pleading for toast and tequila, but not for breastfeeding. 2 follicles left. What name shall I give them? Gomorrah and Sodom, far too Old Testament. Perhaps something feminine, just like a fairy, like Daisy. No, 2 Little House on the Prairie. 2 follicles left. I know they're not babies. I'm quite over that because I'd rather have rabies. It's just weird that I have them. It makes me feel girly. So is a flake and a nice curly whirly. The end.